Grace and peace be with you. Hi, my name is Mark. I'm the pastor at Sycamore Creek in Potterville. I have a brief thought for you today from Psalm 128. It would be a really poor idea, I think, if you were to build a house or make a big addition to your house without using or making a plan first, a blueprint. And along those lines, Psalm 127 and now Psalm 128, well, they give us a plan, a blueprint, a framework for building a blessed home, not just a house. In these Psalms, especially Psalm 128, they point to the fear of the Lord as an essential part of the family or of a home that's blessed by God. Fear of the Lord, it's an honor, it's a respect, it's a trust, it's an awe in God. It's not being scared. And the theme that we encounter in Psalms and in many places throughout the Old Testament is to fear God, and then along with that is obedience. It's walking in God's ways. Now, as a reminder, we're talking here about an ideal, and thank God for God's grace in the midst of the non-ideal situations, right? Because grace, it covers up our faults, it covers up our inevitable stumbles, and really, the fear of the Lord, we can't control everything in our families, but we can start with ourselves. And we can start with ourselves, and maybe that fear of the Lord can then expand to our spouse, to our kids, but it always starts with me. We lead by our example. We lead by our actions. Well, really, whether that's a good example or not, others will be influenced by our example. And that example is rooted in our knowing. Rooted in our knowing God and having an intimate relationship with God that allows us to walk with God. And when we have that, that leads to an attitude of respect. It leads to an attitude of reverence toward God that results in obedience. And that right there, well, that brings us back to plans. And that brings us back to the blessing that God brings to the blueprint of fearing God. May we start with fear of the Lord for ourselves and build from that foundation. Grace and peace be with you.